Here we are then, back with some more F1 2021 and another part of our Immersive Driver Career Mode with Mercedes. Today, we are taking on the Hungarian Grand Prix against our rival, Max Verstappen. Last time out, we had an absolute disaster at the British Grand Prix and crashed out in the very final lap. And that could be crucial because we're now 16 points behind Max Verstappen in the championship. Lewis Hamilton has closed in on us as well. And now, you know, we're under pressure going into this Hungarian Grand Prix. It was a race that we did very well in last season. We finished third. The season before that, we finished fourth. And the season before that, we finished in seventh. So there's plenty to look forward to. You know, we have a good record here. And I think we can turn it around. We are going to potentially switch around some engine parts for qualifying today. Although maybe we save that for the power circuits coming up in Italy and Spa, of course. Yeah, potentially we put the fresher engine in for that. So we'll stick that part in because that is slightly more worn. And then everything else looks pretty decent. So we'll do that for next time out. We've got Belgium and Italy coming up, and then Russia after that. Again, there's a big long straight there. I mean, most of the circuits from now until the end of the season are going to need some sort of engine power. We have had an ultimate upgrade fail in between the last race and this one, and you can see now that McLaren and Red Bull have caught up quite significantly to us. We have got a couple of other upgrades in the works. It's a reliability upgrade for the turbo, and then a major aerodynamics update, and hopefully we'll get the chassis update going again before the next Grand Prix, and then this Mercedes car will be pretty much maxed out from that point. So let's see how we get on in qualifying today. Big pressure on this. Okay then, here we come up to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 1:13.7, which is 7/10 slower than Valterri Bottas. It certainly wasn't anywhere near what I would suggest would be our best time. There were a few corners where we just lost the car a little bit, but it should be more than enough to get through to Q2, as we are quicker than Antonio Giovinazzi, you can see there, and he's, you know, a fairly frontline driver. That Alpine is not a slow car, but you can sort of see where we're gaining the time. That corner there gained a lot of time. This little chicane lost the car a little bit last time out, and you can see how much time we lost through there in that little run. And potentially we finish this lap off because it does feel a lot better through this sector. And considering we lost a 10th in the first sector of this lap as well, it feels like there is a lot more time in the car. So, oh, we've just lost a bit of time at the end here. And it's going to be virtually the same time. It was 14 hundredths quicker. But, yeah, never mind. That's where we're going to leave it for Q1. Goodness me, we nearly went into the wall there, though. So I'm going to take evasive action just to let the Haas car through. And Mick Schumacher, and we're going to get back into the pits and hopefully through to Q2. Well, definitely not as comfortable as we expected. Look at that, 14th place, 6/10 off the car in front of us. I think the track did evolve quite significantly because Lewis Hamilton was just ahead of us before. He put in a lap that was, you know, 8/10 quicker on his second run. So I think there is a bit of track evolution in there, but goodness me, we only survived by 1/10 of a second. Well, we come up to the line at the start of Q2, trying to get through on the medium tyres. That is just a terrible lap, though. A 1:14 flat, that is nowhere near going to be good enough. So we're going to go round again. We'll see if we can improve on these medium tyres. But at the moment, looking like we may well be going out in Q2 because the pace is just not there.
Down on Lewis's. You're down on Lewis's last time.
Well, we've had to come back out on the soft tyres because we just couldn't get those mediums anywhere quick enough. We're 13th in the session at the moment. We've strapped on these soft tyres. Apparently they're going to be 1.3 seconds quicker, so it's all going to be about whether we can hook this lap up.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
We are going to be able to have another run at it just about if we mess this up so much that we don't have a chance of being through. But yeah, I mean, we're only at a tenth of a second ahead at the minute of the time that we need. A little bit faster than Giovinazzi in sector 2, but you can see we're a little bit wide through there. But it's this final sector where we're making up all the time. Goodness me, look at the time just flow down. And here we come up to the line. It's not going to be a brilliant lap though. It's a 1:13.2, which I don't think will be good enough, to be honest with you. So we're going to push hard on this second lap. I know it's going to compromise our strategy, but I think compromising more would be going out in Q2. So we're going to keep pushing hard on this second lap. We can always duck in if we need to. Already half a tenth up through the first sector. We fly it through that wonderful corner, and this is great. Yeah, this is what we needed last lap. Oh, a little bit wide there though. That's going to cost us a little bit of time. I didn't look at the delta. A little bit wide there as well, and there you go. We've lost those 2 tenths that we'd worked so hard to get in the first sector. So we're going to come into the pits. I think we'd just about be able to come in and get a new set of tyres on and get back out there. So we might even do that. And there you go, we come into the pit lane. And there is more time in this car. We're just not showing it at the moment. And I feel like with the track evolution from Q1, I think we are going to have to go out there again. We'll have a quick little look at the times, but we're just not quite hooking it up. In time trial, I was brilliant. I just can't keep these tire temps under control. It is really, really affecting us. So let's have a little look. Is there anyone underneath us? Perez is probably good enough. Alonso, Giovinazzi. I think there's 3 that could push us out here. And Lundgaard only needs to find a little bit of time. Well,
engine fired. We're set.
are we going to have enough time to get round? We need to get out there now if we're going to have enough time. We can always just dive back into the pit lane. Oh, this is going to be so close. I don't think we're going to have enough time, are we? I mean, it's a 1:13 to get round here. Nah, it's not going to happen unless we cut a corner. Maybe the chicane. If we cut the chicane, we might be able to do it. So we're going to have to pretty much go full pelt on this outlap to do it. A little bit wide there. I wonder if we got a bit of underbody damage. But if we cut the chicane, we should be able to make it in time. There you go.
30 seconds left in the session.
Ah! But we've probably just lost that time there. Oh, I have no idea. We've got 15 seconds left until the checkered flag falls. This is going to be so close. No, we're not going to do it.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
So we're going to just dive in. Oh my goodness, what on earth? The AI took over. Are we out? I mean, the AI took over and crashed us into the barrier. I've no idea. We're through. We're through. In 9th place, just about. And it was because Giovinazzi didn't hang together his lap. Vettel didn't get into the top 10 either. Tsunoda might have been able to do it. But goodness me, was that close. And you feel like we're not in contention for pole position. I have no idea. Has the AI messed us up there? We'll soon find out. I think we're all right, just about. Phew! Well, here we come up to the line for our first run at pole position. It's a decent one, a 13-1. And actually, for now, that is the fastest lap. I don't think it is going to be pole position time. And there you go, Pierre Gasly straight away has usurped it. But, I mean, it was a very nice lap. And these are on the tyres that we've just had on at the end of Q2. So, you know, there should be a little bit more time.
2 laps of fuel remaining.
In the car, we'll take all of the fuel out for the final run. And who knows what could happen. But there you go, Max Verstappen 8/10 quicker. I think we'll have to do this in order to get that one. But goodness me, Max Verstappen is in good form at the moment. And we're down to 6th now. So I'd probably take that if I'm honest with you. 6th place. Here we go then. We're going to be the last man over the line. Let's see what we can do on these brand new tyres. We unfortunately forgot to take all of the fuel out of the car. I was kicking myself about that. Because goodness knows how much time that would be. At least a couple of tenths of a second more than likely. But it's a decent sector 1 already. Well, this has been by far our best lap of the weekend. We open up the steering wheel and we go to P4. And that is a great achievement, I think, in this car. You know, we know that it's not a fresh engine in there. That engine power will have made a difference. And to be honest with you, maybe it was the fuel that did it.
Fronting the grid, Verstappen, Hamilton and Valterri Bottas. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Perhaps it was the fuel that stopped us from getting second today. I think Max Verstappen was borderline unstoppable. He was quicker than all of us today, and he's going to be very tough to stop in the race tomorrow. But we will try our very best in this Hungarian Grand Prix, where usually anything can happen.
Welcome to Budapest once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. Historically a good race for first victories, with Button, Hill, Alonso and Heikki Kovalainen all reaching the top step of the podium for the first time here. We're northeast of Budapest for the race today at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, the captain, Charles Leclerc and Norris, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Lundgaard and Sergio Perez, Tsunoda, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Giovinazzi. Russell, Ocon, and Guan Yu Zhou, and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, and Nikita Mazepin. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, here we are down on the track then, and it is going to be interesting to say the least. I mean, a strategy with the hard tyre may well suit us a little bit better. I really don't know, to be honest with you. These soft tyres, we'll just have to see. We're going to take all of the fuel out of the car, and yeah, we'll have to see how we get on today. That the hard tyres should last a little bit longer and be a little bit quicker towards the end of the race, you would think, but yeah, I suppose that they are just going to be slower to begin with is the problem, whereas the mediums do seem to do a little bit better, but yeah, we will see. We will see. Yeah, I mean, it looks much of a muchness. You will have a much more consistent stint on the hard tyres. Well, we'll see when we're out there what we're fancying. I'll see you guys for lights out. Here we come, lining up on the grid then. Max Verstappen leading the way. Lewis Hamilton is second. Bottas third. We're fourth, with Charlie Leclerc in fifth. Norris sixth. Alonso in seventh. And we know that Lundgaard and Perez will be looking to cause a few troubles as well. So, here we go. We are ready for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Lights out, away we go here in Hungary. It's a decent start off the grid, but Norris drums us as we hurtle towards turn one, and it's going to be an inside line job here, and we managed to force Lando Norris around the outside, and we are through back into fourth in this Grand Prix. It's Max Verstappen that's got off to the best possible start. He's away. Lewis Hamilton in second. We are chasing Bottas for third, but we managed to maintain fourth after a good start to this Hungarian Grand Prix, and hopefully we'll be able to get into our rhythm and get past Bottas. Well, we start lap 2, and Bottas manages to stay in front of us for now, but if we can stay in this 1 second window, then we're going to have a great chance to get past him on the next lap. Well, we're going to come into the pits a couple of laps early to try and get an undercut on these guys in front. We've managed to stay within the 1 second window, but
Go.
yeah, just weren't managing to get close enough to Bottas to pull a move. So we're going to join back in just behind Mick Schumacher in a little gap here.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
And although it was a couple of laps early, we've now got time to bed these tyres in, and you don't imagine that Lewis and Valterri will go much quicker than we will here. As long as we don't catch Mick Schumacher too quickly, I think we'll be alright here, and we should be able to force some sort of an undercut, and it'll just be later in the Grand Prix that we have to worry about these tyres. Well, here we go then. Bottas did come into the pits, as did Pierre Gasly. It looks like we are going to just come out pretty much exactly where we left off, and there is Valtteri Bottas just ahead of us, and well, he's come out just behind Mick Schumacher, so hopefully that little bit of traffic is what's going to help us get past him here.
Lewis is in the pits.
Well, there goes Bottas having a look on Schumacher. Schumacher's still got the inside line here, but he is really in our way now. But Schumacher comes into the pit lane, and Bottas is going to be exposed here. Although Bottas has got DRS from the car in front, so here we come, and we are well behind Lewis Hamilton, so it hasn't quite worked out the way we wanted to. But hopefully, as long as Bottas doesn't get within a second of Hamilton in this lap, we should be able to get past him with the DRS. Well, here we go. This has got to be the chance on Valtteri Bottas. And we go down the inside. And we are through. Beautiful move. And we're up into essentially third position. And in fact we are, because all the pit stops seem to have happened. Nobody must have been on mediums first. Now we got to close in on Lewis.
Ahead is 1.6 seconds.
Well, you join me on lap 12 of this Grand Prix, and we've been consistently closing in on Lewis Hamilton, and it'll be interesting to see if we can get into his DRS window here. We really are showing good pace. And this time we do have DRS on Lewis Hamilton, so we've stayed within a second of him. We've now got the DRS on him. That closes us up a little bit too much there. Nearly went into the back of him. Oh, well, Mazepin has a spin. And that could have given us a chance to close in on Lewis. But we are very, very close, but we're not quite getting close enough as we get the DRS. Well, this is looking like the time to shine, because Lewis Hamilton is starting to struggle on the tyres. I think we've managed to look after them better, so here we come. This has got to be the chance. We are so much closer this time. We've got DRS open. We've got ERS activated. And we have a look down the inside, and we managed to get it stopped in time, and that was a brilliant overtake on our teammate and 9-time world champion Lewis Hamilton as we go into second position. And now 5.5 seconds to make up on Max Verstappen. If he makes a mistake, you never know. But we're back into contention here, but a little bit wide there. That's not going to help, as we got caught on the curb a little bit there. Lewis Hamilton is going to be straight back on us, so let's stay with the action as we go through this twisty turny section. This is where you need to make your advantage pay. But 2.5 tenths of a second slower through that sector. We should in theory be a lot quicker now that we don't have a car in front of us disturbing our turbulent our aerodynamics with the turbulent air. We come round the final corner, a little bit too wide there, but Lewis Hamilton I don't think is close enough to really make an impact. 2 laps to go. Well, Max Verstappen's going to come round. He's going to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. A big 25, 26 points for him. We're going to come round the final corner, and we are going to secure second place, 18 points, and a 2-3 for Mercedes, which I think is a pretty decent result from where we were today. we gain 2 positions, and we actually get driver of the day. So that shows how few overtakes there must have been out there.
There'll be smiles back at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance to take victory here in Hungary. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. Let's have a quick look at how the driver's standings have changed. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to the captain. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, you have to say it's a maximised result, really, to get second place today. You know, had we managed to pull off the undercut perfectly, maybe we'd have been able to challenge Max Verstappen today. But the point is, everybody's just too close in pace at the front. So if you are at the front, you are able to control the pace. And, you know, Max Verstappen didn't have any battles whatsoever today. So he was just able to open up a 7-second lead and drive off into the distance. And that's kind of where we're at, really. Max Verstappen, 24 points ahead in the Drivers' Championship now. That Great Britain result looking really crucial. You know, we should have finished 4th, could have finished 3rd, shouldn't have finished 18th. You know, we were a few corners away from getting some points, and maybe we should have just been happy with 5th or 6th that race and getting those 8, 10, 12 points. You know, it's swings and roundabouts this season, but we'll see how things go. Lewis Hamilton still holding touch in 3rd place. He's well back into the championship now, and it does look increasingly like it's going to be a 3-horse race between Verstappen, ourselves, and Hamilton. But can Bottas get back into it? I'm not so sure. Fernando Alonso's early season form of winning the opening 2 races seems to have very quickly stopped. He's only scored 18 points since then, so he's really struggling, and in fact today only finished in 8th place, so I don't think he's going to be in this title fight. But there you go, that's where we'll leave it for today. If you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below, subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.